The Olympic trials are officially over, and right about now, Noah Lyles sweeping the 100 and 200 meter dashes has to be the leading story. To be honest, that was what he was supposed to do. And I'm not just saying that because he's the reigning world champion in both events. It's also because he showed up to the Olympic trials while he was in high school and almost made Team USA when he did it back in 2016. So now that he is one of the biggest faces for USA track and field, it is only fitting that a whole bunch of high school kids invaded the Olympic trials while he was there. Because whether or not you were paying attention, there were actually 9 high school athletes who showed up to the Olympic trials in the standard track and field events. It was technically 10 if you count the race walk, the most popular of which has to be a 16-year-old boy who figured out how to run the 400-meter dash better than most of America's fastest men. And I know you want me to spend some time talking about him, and trust me, I'm getting to that. But we've got to know what it actually means when a high school kid can show up to the trials, because Usain Bolt himself was a phenom before you learned his name. He actually made the Olympics at 17 years old. You just didn't notice because he wasn't in the 200-meter final yet. So here is a breakdown of all the high school track and field recruits who invaded the Olympic trials, taking a qualifying spot from one of the pros. So even if you didn't notice that they were there at the meet, you probably will in the future when they come back with a whole bunch of experience and the chip on their shoulder to go along with all that talent. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCArecruiting.com, where I rank the best high school track and field recruits in the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section because I try to read them all. There's no way you could have seen what Noah Lyles pulled off in the 100-meter dash without noticing that Christian Miller was in the final race. He's the fastest high school boy that America's ever seen, and he proved it by running 9.93 seconds earlier this year. But he came back and ran 9.9 in the 100-meter final. Now he's taking all that talent to Georgia in the SEC, where he's got as good a shot as anyone to win an NCAA championship next season. And I shouldn't have to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He is the top track and field recruit for his entire class, regardless of event. But he was not the only sprinter at the Olympic trials. Elise Cooper out of the class of 2025 crashed the party in the women's 200-meter dash. She didn't make the final, but she did run a PR and entered this high school season as the number 2 recruit in her entire class, which makes a whole lot more sense when you realize that the number 1 recruit in that class was also there at the trials. Because Sadie Englehart was there running the 1500 at the trials. She did not make the final, but she is still the fastest high school girl to ever run that event. And she's already committed to NC State, which also had the last high school record holder on their team. And she wasn't even the youngest distance runner at the trials, because Elizabeth Leachman was there, running in the 5K on the track. And she's in the class of 2026. I haven't even run all the numbers yet, but I'm pretty sure that she is the top track and field recruit for that class, in addition to the best distance runner in the 1600 and the 3200. But remember, she was running the 5K at the trials, because she's a long distance phenom, which is why she won the Foot Locker cross country national meet and beat Allie Zealand to do it, who is the best distance runner in the high school class of 2024. But the high school kids also went off during the field events because Jayciana Jarreau Holt made the finals of the high jump. She entered the year as one of the top 10 recruits in the girls class of 2025 because she can throw, she can hurdle, and she can jump. And clearly she does that last one with the best of them right now. But Scotty Vines can high jump as well and also made the finals at the trials. He's a 5-star recruit in the class of 2024 who's committed to Colorado. Yet Skyland Townsend refused to let him be the only one in the class to go off during the field event. She made the finals of the triple jump. Yet because of her talent in both jumps, she's the number 5 recruit for the class of 2024 and committed to the Georgia Bulldogs. But the most underrated performance that nobody was checking for had to be Vance Nielsen in the 400 hurdles. He's committed to the Florida Gators out of the class of 2024 and the best combo hurdler in high school. But you gotta understand, most high school boys don't run the 400 hurdles. They run the 300 hurdles. So for him to get to the trials and almost make the final when he did it in the 400 hurdles is a very big deal and should be a problem for the entire SEC when he gets there. And after all that, it is time that I address the Quincy Wilson situation. Because yes, he broke 45 seconds in every single round of the 400. He only finished 6th in the final, but that is besides the point. Remember, he is in the class of 2026 and running faster than anything anybody else is doing in the 2024 and 2025 classes. There is a legitimate reason why we've never seen anybody do something like this, because high school boys are developing while they're at that level. They're physically not able to compete with the men for the most part. And to be real with you, Quincy Wilson definitely still looks like a teenager. He's just running faster than grown men, many of which were champions at whatever level they were at. Michael Norman finished 2nd at the trials and was also the world champion from 2022. He was the Gatorade National Track and Field Athlete of the Year twice while he was in high school. That's an award across all the events. But after everything I just said, Quincy Wilson at this time in his career is even faster. So yes, he is the real deal. Showing up to the Olympic trials is incredibly hard to do for any athlete. But if you can do it while you're still in high school, you're supposed to come back in the future. Only that time, you should be near the top of the leaderboards of whatever your event actually is. I'm not saying that all of them will become Olympic medalists in the future, but I do know that it's clearly the goal for each of them. And fortunately, Noah Lyles himself had left behind the blueprint for all of them to follow going forward. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.